Have a look at the size of that. Gee, wow.
That is a record breaker in potential, isn't it?
Big fish catches I've had pretty much have all been in the winter months, December, January, February.
Yeah.
You know, so you've just got to go. You know, it's like when you've got a big one on. It's like taking a Labrador for a walk. And if he wants to pull, he's going to pull. 20 yards out, it's laying on the surface. Take that. There's no mistake in that one. When you get it right, you know, everything's in a line, isn't it?
Yeah.
During that session, I was lucky. I had 2 over 40, I think 8 or 9 30s. And what still is the second biggest one on the lake at 47 something. So I fell on my feet now. If your name's on it, it will find you.
What exactly did you change there?
The Thinking Tackle Podcast.
It's a hard thing to do. Like with vinyl, it's very difficult because the timing to the things to get right. But with digital, it's like it's all the same timing anyway, so anyone can do it really. As long as you've got good taste in music.
Press the sync button on there.
Yeah.
Reason, you know, and you sort of away, but a bit more to it than that.
I knew it was easy. John over there always tries to make acts really hard.
Could you play vinyl? You can. Perfect. What a guy.
Yeah, what a guy. He's hoping to say no.
Harris is really good at it as well.
To it.
Yeah.
I don't like 2 ears on one's called.
I can do scratching and all that. I love all that. Right, shall we get going? I think we can. Yeah. Welcome everybody to the Thinking Tackle Uncut Podcast. If you're watching, you'll see we're without Spooner, but we've replaced him with a much better guest. Most of you will know Martin. He's been in this industry for absolutely ever. Certainly the whole time I've been carp fishing. He's played a very key part in product in this industry and is widely known for his time at Solar Tackle, but also he's a very good angler. So welcome to the podcast, Mark.
Thanks very much,
welcome,
boys.
Mate.
Yeah, welcome, Mark.
Appreciate the invite.
No, you're welcome. I know Damo's been wanting to get you on for a while. You've had a lot of success in recent times, so that's quite handy as well. You've caught some amazing carp. But for people that don't know, why don't you tell us just a little bit about how you got into the fishing industry, I guess, and sort of where it all started for you?
Well, it was way back when, even though it doesn't seem like that long ago. I started carp fishing in 1976, which is probably before you boys were even swimming around. But
not me.
No, not Damo. Damo was 44 then. I was going to say Damo was driving. Yeah.
So looking back at it all, look, the changes are incredible, aren't they? It wasn't even a cottage industry in those days. There was no specialist tackle or anything, was there, Damo?
No.
It was just make up as you go along. And for those of you who don't know the story, I was training as an engineer, fitting and turning on the benches and whatnot in the machine shop. And how it came about was I was a keen angler anyway. I went up to do a guest session with some of the boys up on the cons.
Right.
Mid-80s, I guess. Yep. And you're not allowed to do the night there on the cons. It was a day session. So I turned up at the pub for viewers to stay in the car park that night and start next morning. Boys come out the pub. We've got the Indian now, shall we? I said, well, I've got no room in my car. It's full of gear. So you've got plenty of room. Looked out in the back of the old Capri and I had my gear stolen while I was in the pub.
Oh, no.
So the long and the short of that was, rather than buy the gear that wasn't up to scratch anyway, I'm working in the machine shop and all these odds and ends are chucking them away. So during my dinner hour, I started making the basics of buzzer bars and bank sticks and monkey climbers and whatnot. And by the time you go down the lake with them, the boys are like, oh, where'd you get there? So I made them. Make me some, can you?
Yeah.
Right. So it wasn't long before I was earning more money during my dinner hour than I was in the rest of the time. And then I got made redundant through choice, really. And bought a little machine. I knew how to make the little jigs and the gadgets to drill and mill parts out. And bought a basic set up in Mum's garage, and the rest is history.
Amazing. There's lots of parallels with Dan, isn't there?
It's the timing thing, isn't it? Timing
sure.
and active minds. Like you can actually go. It's nice to have been around at them times. Like we've never even seen that, have we?
No, never.
Ever.
It's all ready-made now, and it's done in front of you pretty much. Obviously, now you're working on improvements of all that stuff that was pioneered back in the day, I guess. You're always trying to improve on it now with materials and, like you say, probably way more creative minds in the industry now, isn't there? Because it's so much bigger. There's good products coming through, but back in then, those would have been like proper groundbreaking things.
The thing is, though, you just mentioned pioneering there. It might be looked upon as pioneering now, but to us it wasn't. It was just, well, I need something to do that, so I better make it.
Yeah,
it wasn't anything more than that. It was no big deal.
Yeah, but there isn't many of you that actually made it though. There's like a handful of you boys who were doing it.
You know, that's what I was doing at the time.
Yeah,
could have been a different route I'd taken, and I wouldn't be sitting here.
No,
but as it was a case of, if you need it, if you want to improve it.
Yeah. And it's a passion for it as well, Martin, isn't it?
Yeah, and the other one was it was a 3-month closed season. So the way it was when I was at school, it was right. Thursday night, you sit indoors, you roll your bait. Friday after school, in my case, you jump on the train to Dartford. You walk through Dartford town centre with your fishing gear. Friday night, do you know what I mean? Everyone's off to the pub and all the rest of it. You can imagine, can't you? Walking, got a rucksack on your back, your gear over your shoulder, and your bed chair under your arm, and all the sticks from all the piss heads.
What's this going to Brooklands?
Yeah. So, and then occasionally you got there in the winter and it was frozen over, so you got to put all your gear on your back and your shoulder and walk back at pub chucking out time. It wasn't easy them days, but it was fun looking back. But the bottom line of it was, you just live for fishing.
Yeah. From
that day to this, and with the gear, I forget where I was at now. The bait you'd make on the Friday, when you had the closed season, you'd be tinkering with your gear.
Yep.
I remember doing when it was the old heron buzzers, the bit of wire that 2 contacts and bzz, 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 a little bit of wind goes wrong and the adjuster setting wrong. You're up all night adjusting epoxy things.
It sounds like a Delkin.
So we were trying to outdo each other, right? There's an electronics shop up the road for me, and rather than LEDs, it was them little Lilliput lights that were like giant LEDs.
Yeah.
So you'd have them and your mates wouldn't. And then it'd be on your push bikes, rather than just a ding-a-ling bell, there was electronic ones started off with the fire engine, the police sound and all the rest. So the boys would turn up with them. That's better than mine, I'll get a better one than theirs. And it was just a way of trying to outdo each other. For 3 months you had nothing else to do but tinker with your gear.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit dodgy. Sounds 3 months of playing with yourself. No, it was, and that's how it just evolved. So you weren't looking back on it. Yeah, that was when all the changes and that sort of thinking was done. But it wasn't clever because that's what you did as the norm.
Yeah,
it's for fun though.
But that's been going on for a long time. Like, is it 35 years, maybe something like that? You've been in business.
I started solar in '87, but I was working for doing the hardware for Rod Hutchison before that. And then, as I say, it was the mid-'80s, so
a long time.
Where's that name come from, Mark?
Solar,
yeah.
It was when I went to do I think it was the enterprise allowance. They gave you 40 quid a week if you got to start up your own business. So you go along to the one-day seminar, talk, whatever it was. You know, someone wants to set up a jeweller's shop, someone wants to set up a baker's, and so on. What do you want to do? I want to make fishing gear. So you've got to have a business name.
Playing with tackle.
And I was downstairs in the garage. There was no windows in there, but I used to listen to the pirate radio stations, the dance music, same as these days. And there was one called Solar Radio, which is Sound of London Alternative Radio. So it didn't quite make up to that, but my mate said, I said, what can I call myself? He said, well, you're a bit of a pirate, aren't you? Pirate Radio. So Solar. And that was it.
Yeah.
Simple as
I
that.
love how names come about. It's great. And you always think there's going to be some big underlying reason, something to do with your family or something like that, and then it's just a simple little thing like that.
Then
Great.
the original logo was a bloke holding a fishing rod in the O. And fortunately for me and everyone else, I caught Sally, and Sally became the logo from Sava, you know.
Yeah.
So
sick. You was on a lot of the early films. We were talking about films the other day, and I mentioned that Lequie one. Was it to you?
Yeah. We went to Lequie, didn't we?
That's right.
4x4. Was it 4x4?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
There was a Lequie video as well, though, wasn't there?
There was, yeah.
And I watched that over and over and over, and I'm sure you were on it.
You want to get out more, Tom?
Well, it was. That
was last week.
I was probably 11 or 12, I think, 13. And that because there was the state-of-the-art carp fishing ones that come out after that.
It was a gauntlet challenge we did with the Norfolk lads with Spug and all that.
Yeah.
And then we did Backdraft or something? No,
Backdraft, yeah. He used to wear a few, didn't he?
No.
Back in the day?
No.
There was a few on there, but I watched that film loads.
Right.
I think that was before that, because I think they did. I've never been to Lequie, but did they get more lakes after that? So I think there was only 2 or 3 lakes when you were there.
At the time, I think it was 4 after that.
Yeah, like a bay lake.
Way back when. That was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that was years. That's like 20, 25 years ago, isn't it, them videos?
Yeah, if not longer.
Actually on video as well.
Yeah, I remember obviously you're known for doing a lot of time at Rainbow as well, Lockie, aren't you?
You know, I had over 20 years there, I can't believe it.
That's mad.
And yet I can remember things happening. But at the time I was strong in it, you know. I was, looking back, I was doing 11, 12 weeks a year there. So 20% of the year I was sitting behind my rods.
Oh, it sounds like Spooner. It's something to do with that chair.
Yeah.
No, so at first when I went down there, it was 2004, I believe.
Yeah.
I turned up, it was after dark. And I've heard about it all, and it's come to now I'm actually going. It's the first week of December, so it's going to be a bit chilly. Anyway, we turned up in the clubhouse, and it was all very understated in there. Better? Got it?
There you go.
Very understated. And I remember seeing a picture there, and I said to Pascal, is that at this lake? He said, yeah, swim 19, which my friend had booked for me. Wow. Anyways, somehow managed to get to sleep that night. Like you are buzzing a new lake. What's it going to look like in the morning? So when I went out there, we drove round to the swim. As I pulled in, I just looked, wow, this is unbelievable. It's like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
As I've said before, it turned into Disneyland for carp anglers because it was just an incredible bit of fishing. But that then set my mind, because it was so different to anything else I've ever experienced. What do we need to make this fishing easier and more efficient? And it was an explosion. You come home with so many ideas for the next session, and it just evolved from there. Probably the best known thing that started on there was line biters.
Yeah, they're great.
That was like having.
Yeah, I've got them.
I use them the other week at Dada.
Yeah,
they start off as
handy.
Yeah, especially when you got the rod tips high. But the reason for them came about was because that swim 19, your lines are pretty close, and the very last thing you want to do, as I'm sure you agree, is catch your line in your propeller.
Yep.
It's worse. Nightmare, you can't move. So it started off as orange ping pong balls with backleg clips, just slide them down. But it was apparent then, it was like having, so they go, 15, 20 foot down the line. They're like dough bobs. They're giving you an indication of what's out there way before you get a bleep. And sometimes they'll go like 15 times before you get a bleep, and then it'll go over. It sits you on edge. It's like a double indication system. Yeah, the biggest bit of adrenaline we got in carp fishing is waiting for that to jump up however far on it. But now you've got a double whammy on it all. And all the boys that was coming in the swim, the lads that are keen setting up the next week or come around to see you, what are they? Well, just sit here and watch. And sure enough, up it going down. Here we go, any second now. And even though it could be, a line bite can be anywhere, in theory, between where the line enters the water and the bait.
Yeah.
Trust me, 9 times out of 10, if you start getting line bites, you'll get a take. And so it went on, so things like that evolved from nothing, really.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What is it? Necessity is the mother of invention.
Invention is the necessity of
whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is.
He's nailed it.
That's how things start.
I remember seeing you did a slideshow when you caught the world record at the carp show in Essex, and I remember standing at the back thinking, fucking hell, that carp is enormous, and I really want to catch something like that. And that was proper inspiring to go to Rainbow and then go to them other lakes. When they get to that size, Martin, it's just like they're a whole nother level, aren't they?
Different level altogether.
And it's the nature of how you're catching there as well, isn't it? I don't know about you, Tom. It's somewhere I've always actually wanted to go forever.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've had a couple of half opportunities at short notice, but it's quite hard, obviously, to get places on there anyway, isn't it? But I think that's something that
everybody should go there once.
Is it done now, though? Is it over?
It's never done, is it?
It's not never done, but is it way past its best, or is it still good?
It's all relative to what you're doing now. Because when I was on Savvy, I can look back on that and say we had the best of it.
Yeah.
But the people that are now don't need different, so therefore they're having the best of it.
It's the same as clubbing.
All the way
Everyone
through,
thinks it was good when they used to go.
That's right. All the way through. I think I had the best of it. But the lads that are on there now are just as keen as I ever was, so they're having just as much enjoyment out of it. Yeah,
it's a whole that lake. I went with Paisley the first time. We fished in 14, where you caught that record film, and I had my rods out, and I was fishing in the gap between the island. 12. That is 12. Sorry, it just into that, and I come away. I'd like leg core on and that, and it was all locked up. And Paisley was telling me, mate, that's not going to be strong enough. I was like, fuck off, is it? Anyway, I had a bite within about 30 minutes casting out, and the rod just fucking went over, everything exploded, and I was like, well, you're right.
Yeah.
Is that watch as much as you like on YouTube, but actually sitting behind your rods when it goes is ridiculous.
I didn't think we were going to talk about this, but we won't dwell on it, Martin, but give us a bit of an indication or an idea of what goes into putting a rod out at Rainbow, like what the kit you're using and how you go about setting a trap.
Same as everywhere, try and keep it really simple.
It's just
the stories
industrial,
where everyone's going round corners and over islands and whatnot. It weren't like that.
No.
It really wasn't. So it was a basic 10 yards of heavy duty unleaded at the time. It wasn't at the time as it happens. It was ton up.
Right, yeah.
Unleaded came around because I felt the need for something.
Anyway, what sort of pound is that? What diameter?
80 pound in it.
Right, okay.
Diameter is this
10 yards of it. So you've got
10 yards.
So it's onto the reel.
Onto the braid. Yeah, and braid to braid is a good knot, isn't it? Even though it's still going to be the weak spot.
But I mean, like when you're playing the fish, it ends up on the reel.
Yeah. You want it on the reel, so rather than at 2 turns on the reel, so
it's like a shock leader, but double treble.
I'm old school, right? I'll back one, so I just want to be in more
me too,
with
mate.
fish, right? And I don't like the line twist you get off the clutch.
Yeah.
But what you don't want is when you got the fish, you send it round the surface there, and all of a sudden it's taking a dive, you're going ding, 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 ding. The knot's going ding, dong, 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 dong. You don't want all that, do you? You want it on the reel. Once that's on the reel, that is it, mate. You are in control. You're the boss.
Yeah.
And that's how it was on there. So, it's a simple setup there. I come up with that, what I called the kebab rig, which was 3 items of bait, with the biggest one on the far end. And the idea being what goes in is a job to get out.
Yeah.
And a big hook as well. It wasn't a big size one. It sounds a size 1, so not a big hook everywhere, but it's not. But it's like trying to, if you pull a coat hanging in your mouth, you try and spit that out.
What's that, like your original 101s or something with that thing? Yeah.
You do that on them lakes though. Even when we fish all of the lakes abroad, it's like you get a 2 and then you put a 24 miller on it. Then all of a sudden, by the end of the week, the 2 looks too small, and you're like, need a bigger hook really.
But with them fish, the mouths are enormous, aren't they? Yeah. They're enormous, and they're hard as well, aren't they? Yeah. You need a big hook.
Yeah, and when you've got one of them on, you ain't losing it. No. You're losing shit.
What you might lose out to a little bit of, what should I say, being finesse. It's not the finesse you're after. If you get a take from one of those animals, you want to land it. Yeah, it's the number one.
Yeah,
you can't be pussyfooting around with them.
The one thing that it did always grab me with Rainbow, where it's slightly different, whether or not this is a bit of a myth as well, is how long you leave the rods out for.
Right,
because that is unusual.
Key to it, right? When the lads used to say to me, like, on the phone or popping into the yard, what can you tell me about that? Put me in the right direction. So the best thing you can do down there is sit on your hands, especially in the colder months. And if the rods are like, turn up on Saturday, never been too much of a rush to put them out. But if they go out Saturday, what you don't want to do is rush them, and then Sunday, they're all wrong. So I take a great deal of time just sussing out, wander around in your boat. Big swims, aren't they, Damo, down there? Plenty of room. Yep. And you go around. I just used to divide the swim up. So I've got these channels coming along. The swimmers have got the bars going from left to right, and they parallel. Yep. So we'll split them up and see how we get on. And then if you're happy with them, they can stay. And what used to happen was, because you got the people the week before, they're polishing off their bait. Right? They come on the Sunday, I said to the lads, especially ones who've been on the first time, if you want to walk around the lake, go around there now. Because after that, it's likely not to happen today. But on Monday, you've got a very good chance. Tuesday, the Monday, you start getting more line bites because they're polished off mateys from the week before, and now they're starting to find yours. So sit and wait and see. Tuesday, you could not go to bed because you were so buzzing, you had to get a take on Tuesday, right? And that's what happened invariably. Yeah. Right, so now that rod's out of the equation for a day or two now, but the other 3 are in. So sure enough, on the Tuesday, Wednesday, that starts to go. By the time you put the rod back out from the Monday or the Tuesday, that's back in play again. And come Thursday, it's all ticking along nicely. And invariably, the rods that have been out there 3-4 days were the ones that went, because it's just sat there. I don't know whether it's like being washed out or anything like that. I just think they finished mateys' weight the week before, and eventually they found yours.
Yeah.
3 days.
It rolled.
Yeah.
I found that, because the takes were so violent, you ended up being so hyper-tuned to your bite alarm that you couldn't fucking sleep. And when I come back from 2 weeks there, still couldn't sleep for the next week.
Now you're going with the neck out. If you're having a slash in the bushes, you turn around and you look at your rods 4 times.
Looking at your ping pong balls doing this.
Because it is that hyper
on edge.
It's that hyper snag fishing, isn't it? Like there's that type of fishing is like, for me, I absolutely love it, but it is super anxiety in it all the time.
I remember I was playing a fish, and my mate had gone for a wee, and my other rod went, and I'm standing probably, 10 feet away from it, and it's just going flat. So with the bite alarm is under the spigot, and the rod tip is just coming over and over and over, and it's just going flat and flat. I think it's just going to break. And in the end, it was just sort of going, and then it started coming back. I was thinking, there's nothing you can do.
No. Especially if there's a 70-pounder on you, you're fucked, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, they're not all snaggy swims, are they?
No, they're not. No.
So,
we'll move on from that, but I'll tell you what, I could have Martin back on and get a load of his rainbow stuff together.
Yeah, I want to go to
dedicate
Rainbow
one to
now,
Rainbow.
actually.
Yeah,
We need to
it's
sort
great.
it out.
But let's fast forward, Mike. You've been, say recently, I don't know how long this campaign was going on for, but you've been on a water for a while after a particularly big fish or some big fish and had a bit of a good time of it, ain't you, of late? So tell us a bit about that water and
what happened with that is this is club water, and they've got plenty of members there. And I'd been down a few years before that, and just after COVID, and it was a good stock of fish in there. It's over 300, so they say, and it's about 16 acres, I suppose. One big island running lengthways, and the lake's long and reasonably thin. So after COVID, what you're fishing for was doubles 20's chance for 30. It was a nice bit of fishing.
Yeah.
And I sort of got involved in other lakes after that. Hadn't really been much. So this year, it was towards the middle of August, I started going down there. I'd just given up the solar job, so that had been my life for all those years, forever. But I was not, it didn't faze me at all. It was time to move on. And well, actually, no, I can go fishing when I like, just for the moment. So I will.
He is like Spoon. Exactly like him.
So I thought it wasn't that hard the last time round, so I went down with some standard tigers, right? It's like these days. There's so much different choice of bait.
Yeah.
That a lot of things are overlooked, aren't they?
They are.
Tigers can't go wrong with them, can I? The boys not. There's quite a lot of people there, but
yeah.
and they're catching quite a lot of fish.
Yeah.
And there's no trouble with them showing. You see them show out there, and there's like 40 or 50 jump in a couple of hours sometimes. So I tell them, tigers, no problem. It's about the perfect conditions. I can bounce around in front of me. Nothing. No way. Right. So I did 24 hours. Went home with my tail between my legs. Perhaps it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Next time, I had a bit of a rethink. I take a load of particle down. 1 carp, 2 bream. This ain't right either. And then I just shook myself up. Come on, look, it's like trying to crack the code, aren't you? And we're always looking for like the holy grail, aren't we? Right, look, you've got 50 years of fishing for these things in your head somewhere. Dig it out and sort this out and shake yourself up. So I've got loads of liquids, loads of powders. I've got the 6 eggs in a bowl. I've got a load of pellets. I've got all sorts going on there. Right. And all the knowledge from all the fish with some decent anglers over the years, say they weren't pioneers at the time, looking back they were.
Yeah.
What would he do now? What would they do now? Right. Let's put it all together. Right, here we go. 48-hour session. Next thing, I've had 13 fish. What's a touch? Right, that's it, sorted now. It's like when you get on a roll with the bait, you don't have to worry about it, do you? Your rigs are cushy, because you can't go wrong and sitting in, right? The bait's cushy. Now it's just a case of going have some fun and catch a few and just getting used to the lake, really. It was just brand new to me.
Yeah.
What exactly did you change then? What
everything. Everything.
Yeah. But bait-wise, you don't want to say what you used, or?
Well, I don't know if one or two of you might know. I was just going to get involved with the munch bait boys. They're absolutely sound, and approached them about doing something, and they let me have a free run.
Yeah.
Be creative.
You've been doing it longer than we have. They know a lot about it. The way they are, their work ethics.
Yeah.
And whatever you want in there goes in there. There's no corner cutting.
Yeah.
You ain't after chasing a price.
Yeah.
So that's what we're involved in right now. So yeah, more to be.
Right. Okay.
More to come out later. Anyway, so I put this together. Here we go. We've caught from none one session, one the next session. Now we had 13. Touch. Right. Don't have to worry about the bait from now. So during that session, I was lucky. I had 2 over 40. I think 8 or 9 30s, and what still is the second biggest one on the lake at 47 something. So I fell on my feet now.
That's an unbelievable average, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible compared to what was only 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
The 30 was quite rare. I think the best one in there at the time was 37, 38. So
right.
Come on, the fishery management down there is absolutely spot on. So on and off, I'm fishing there for the next. I'm not doing any more than 48 hours. A lot of time, 24 hours at a time. And it's like when you're trying to chase a big fish in a water that's got a lot of fish in it. Really difficult.
Really difficult. You just got to go for it.
You got to think. Do you know what? Like I've got a saying that it will stick with me. If your name's on it, it will find you at some stage. And until it is, it won't. But what you got to do is keep going, and you build up a bigger picture of what's happening on the pond. Again, difficult because there's a lot of fish in there, and they'll be all over the place a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But one end of it is called the open bowl. There's generally more get caught there. There's more swimmers down there. There's more fish get caught. But the big one, he got caught 7 times out of 10 at the other end of the lake. then you get the mix up where it also it's caught down in the bowl. Then a lot of time big fish get caught on their own, don't they? Not with the others. That was wrong as well. It was getting caught in a group of fish.
So you've caught 240s, but they're not the big ones. And how big is the big fish then?
£60.
Right.
It's been out in the winter before at 62.
A real big one.
Yeah. So how did it go on there? Right, let's try and recall this because I like to think it's a carefully laid plan. But it was evolved, right? So on and off I've been going down there, and one particular session, I was on the phone to Jordan, you know Jordan?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Couple of hours, and I was getting absolutely battered, right? I never ever zip my door down on the bivvy. And this time round I've had no choice. The wind and the rain's hacking. I'm out on this point 30 yards out in the lake. Fucking no one around it. I can give it up. I'm having to move my bivvy. I've got bank sticks as bivvy pegs. I've got the bungees attached to the barra. And still at 2 o'clock in the morning, I've had to pick the whole lot up and move it round 90 degrees because the wind's turned.
Yeah.
This is just not what's up. In the morning, it abated. I'm looking over. And I noticed for the months I've been down here before that, this is like November now.
Yeah.
The water's come up about 4 foot. I wonder. Because what's happened there, where the water's gone down and the snags have been taken off the island, no one's fishing the island.
Right.
So it could be that the fact that it's too shallow and or the snags are not there now. So hence more people are fishing down in this bowl and catching more. Well, I wonder, like, carp love the islands, regardless whether they're...
Mark, sorry.
Right?
Go on.
Regardless whether the snags are or not, I'm looking across the lake. There's a big section of it that really isn't getting much pressure at all. Right, November's coming, right? So that's where my plan's going to be next time round. I'm going round there, which is very little pressure. And the island now, whether it was maybe a foot of water, now you've got 5 foot. Perfect.
Right, yeah.
Shelf. I don't know how far the shelf goes out, but I know I'm told there's a shelf on it, so I'm thinking, right, go close to the island as you can. You're not talking far. In yardage, you're talking 40 or 50 yards. And these days, currencies, how many wraps? 13, 14 wraps, 15, whatever.
Yeah.
It's reasonable to do.
11's a favourite number of mine.
Yeah, to say 11 wraps and nobody
one, yeah.
spot.
Sounds good for me, that range.
So, next session down, that's where I'm headed to. That's the plan, it's clicked in. And also, in November, all of a sudden there's a lot less takes on the lake, but the average is bigger, which suits me fine.
Sorry, Martin, just go back. So you've gone from using particles and you've gone in with a boilie.
I'm going in with boilies and pellets.
And pellets, right. So have you established your boilie then, do you think?
I wouldn't say I've established. I'm not the only one catching them.
Oh, okay.
But I'm now geared up, so I don't care. If someone's caught 8 or 10 down the other end, I'm not really worried about that.
Yeah.
I've caught enough here now.
Yeah.
Told it what's going on to a point.
So from that point where you caught 13 to the winter, you were catching them consistently through that period?
Well, then I've had, when I was looking at my book there, I'd had over 60.
Right, okay.
Of which almost half were over 30.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it ended up with 8 over 40.
Yeah.
So
they like the boilie then?
The boilie and the pellet mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the jollop was going on, like you do these days. So at the time, that following week, when I've decided, right, I want to give this little area, like if I'm sitting where I am now, and this is the windy, horrible bit, where Tom's sitting, that's where I want to be.
Yeah. So
following session, we go around there. I ain't been there. There's a friend of ours, well, I've known since the 1970s, Martin Woodhams. He died, and we had a memorial down on the local lake for him. There's a lot of the old faces down there, so I'll go down the road now and see if I can catch one for Martin.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. It was pouring the rain, as it often was when I arrived down there. It's really open as well. You know, you've got to take your barra around. I ain't going to say push your barra, right, because you ain't got to, have you?
No.
Follow your barra a long way round it.
Yeah.
And it said no rain, and it's absolutely ripping down again. Oh, give me a break, will you? Martin's looking down on me. I bet he's laughing. Right, okay. I could quite easily have gone, I've had this, but I'm not. I'm going to go and catch him one, and that's the end of that. So round we go. We're flicking out from round where you are now, fishing City Tom. Back to the island. I ain't been there an hour and a half. Off it's gone. This is decent. A lot of the fishing there are linears, right?
Yeah,
so I'm not one to know all the fish's names, and I don't fuss to that. It's just like, catching them.
Yeah.
So as luck will have it, bailiff came round as I put it in the net. It turned out to be, it was new 50. It was 50 and a quarter.
I think we might have that one, haven't we? We got that one, John. We'll whack that one up.
That's one more than a Sponer.
Yeah, I was going to say that. There's a mug, early
not
doors.
That similar then, are
yeah,
they?
no, they're not. Quite different.
Here we go.
Really nice.
Really nice.
It's an awesome carp, you know.
That's a hell of a carp. Monster.
So I was told by the bailiff that was last day, it was 46 in the summer, so it's the third biggest in the lake.
And what time of year is that, Martin?
This is just into November now.
Christ. Lovely carp.
So right now,
Lots of big fish in there.
everything's falling into place. I thought the big ones would be around the other side, but it was little pressure, and sure enough, hour and a half later, that's proved it. So did the night, didn't get any more. So that's on the Monday. Tuesday packed up, right, I'm having some more of that. Thursday night I was back down there. Friday, the first one that popped up, I think I was 7 or 8 that session, but the first one was at, if you got a picture of it, 49.
Another monster.
Fourth biggest in the lake.
Jesus.
So
they got room to grow and all, haven't they, them carp?
Yeah, they're a young fish. You know, the VS have done well, you know, and so the fishery manager on that club is spot on.
So how old are these fish? Do you know how old they are?
Not particularly, but I've got a photo of... Someone sent me a photo of the big one in, I think it was 2013, 2014 at 25.
Christ.
So, you know, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So I had a few fish that session, but, you know, now the plan's working properly. It's still getting very little pressure. The boys are still catching them down the far end, so they're happy down there. I'm happy where I'm sitting. Self takes a lot of the time, you know, but whatever. Just minding my own business. So now I'm on it. That's it. You know, I'm still not doing more than probably maybe 2 nights a week. Not overkilling it or anything like that, you know. And but I'll stick to my plan. Next session I went down, and Jake, the Telly-Outs bailiff, great bloke. I hadn't seen him for years. But what it was, around that side, there was a bit savage mud, and there was one swimmer that's got, you know, they put the, what's it called, like the border around the outside, the scaffold boards and whatever, gravelled it up, it's all right. As soon as you set foot off it, it's liquid clay. But on it, you're all right, so you're on a little island. But what it was, the swim this other side was as muddy as Shantycock. So no one went in there, and the swim next to it was set further back. So it's a bit gloomy. The one in the front there, now, you use 2 rods, but you've got all left and right as you like. There's no line pressure whatsoever.
Right.
And that's the sort of the plan was to sit there, and you'd be unlucky to get someone either side of you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's proving. Jake's sitting on a little island, but he's got his rods out to the right. I said, all right, bit of company. Jake said, do you mind if I go in next door? And while I was then talking to him, I saw one stick his head out. Oh, that would do me then. Right, so out they went. So I did 2 nights, and I had 8 that session. 135, and the rest were mid-20s.
Right.
So it was fantastic action. You know, I was catching them close to the island within 2 foot, and then also in the deeper water, it was about 16 foot.
Right.
No snags to worry about, anything. Lovely bit of fishing, and also where it had been in the summer, a lot of the time it's Andy, the action's in the day, it's a long day. But in the winter, it's a long night. So it was really nice getting action every evening. So rather than sitting there getting bored, oh, we've got to wait now till 8 o'clock in the morning before we get a chance. Now we're going to catch one in 10 minutes flat. And you're sitting there. There was not a second goes by you don't think it's going to go. Right. So
wonder what that's like.
I felt like that in years.
When you get it right, you know, everything's in a line, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know your rigs are all right, you ain't got to change them. You know your bait's spot on. I can't even better it. Always trying to look for something for it, but you can't. So we'll just sit tight now, and again, if a name's on it, we'll do it. But what happened there, I'm thinking, I come away from the trip, this clientele's changed there. They've moved, the bigger ones, for sure. A few days after that, it was my birthday, and I hadn't caught a birthday carp for years, so 19th of December. I want to try. So to prove a point to myself, I went in the same swim. Sure enough, that evening, mid-20. Right, that's it. This has got to be a rethink. They're not here. What are we going to do? We've got the other side. So I started off. I can only go on what this table shape is for the lake. So I was over this side. Now I'm back this way. You know, one of them mornings you get to the lake and everything goes wrong. This was one of them.
Yeah, you know all about that, right?
Most of the time.
So I'm not good early morning, so I've turned up there about 8 o'clock. For a change, it's not raining. So I set up in the swim again, and liquid mud around the outside. You know, it's like in the winter as well, right? You've got your gear on your barra, you're getting a bit warm because it's, you know, you're sorting out your stuff and whatever. You put your coat on the barra. It only ever falls into the mud in the winter, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does.
Never falls off in the summer when it's dry. It's flat, straight in there. Fucking marvellous. All the gear's soaked from the week before, bivvy and everything else. I put all that up just to dry it all off, and I'm slobbing about in this mud. What am I doing here? But, you know, it's like once you've got you've just got to keep going. Now, sometimes you go fishing. What am I doing? Going out? I can't. Bollocks to that. I'll go another time. You've got to go, just because there's something telling you inside, right? Anyhow, the next thing, a lad's come past. He said, "Look, I've got to jump in the boat if it's all right." He said, "Because there's a braid caught down the other end of the island." I said, "No problem. I'm not fishing yet." Anyway, while he's got to get the boat, I'll have a little flick out there just to see how many flipping wraps I can get to the island pretty close. So I put it out, wherever it was. I give it a little bit, miles away from the island. I give it a bit more. Next cast is 30 foot up a tree. Because when you look, in the summer you can see the leaves, you can see the trees coming towards you. All the leaves are off it. I couldn't tell. And so I went, as I did later on, looked down. The tree's hanging out at 30 foot. Anyway, it's come past the boat. He took us a favour because before you go and get that load of braid, couldn't just go and chop that off, could you? It's only a ledge, you take your hook link off, just lay it on there. I just cut that off, all right, cheers. Next problem, you have to use 500 mil of tube. Mono through tube, mate, it's driving me mad. It took me an hour and a half and 2 trips to the van thinking I had a spare packet of tube. The newer stuff's better than when it's wearing it. And eventually I used a bit of your leader material, £60, shoved that through. An hour and a half it took me. 2 rods, I've been there since 8 o'clock. This is now like getting on for 11 o'clock. I ain't got a rod out. I shouldn't have come, should I? So I said, right, they're at this, calm down, do what you got to do. 7 or 8 spots out on that one, 3 or 4 on that one, that'll do. Get my gear sorted out, right, we're here for night. Not expecting, I haven't seen anything jump for a long time on there. An odd one a few weeks before, but other than that, nothing. So you're just going on your hunches, aren't you? Anyway, right, it's all there, bed sorted out. Little table sorted out. I don't carry a lot of gear, just out of habit, I suppose, just take the bare necessities. Right, let's have a cup of tea after all this. This is getting on for probably 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's first mouthful of a cup of tea. Right, so now I'm looking, not that far over there, right? I'm looking down here. Never seen them there before. Was that one or was that a cormorant? Keep me on it. 10 minutes later, another one. Was that possibly another fish jumped? Cormorant over there, no ducks either. Right, happened again. All right, if I see one more occurrence like that, I'm moving. 10 minutes after that, up come a great big head. Well, that's it then. Right, let's wrap this lot down. Off you go. I turned up in there. I'd clocked where they were. Right, because I want to clip it up at 11 wraps, just because I know they're a lot closer than we see them and a lot further over that way. So we're just starting pointers out. Go around there, I'm putting bank 6 in. As I did that, dirty big head stuck its head out. Right, singles, no messing around at first. They're out there. There's no point in going mad at first. Out it went. 11 wraps landed right in the ripples. Well, that's that. Then within 30 seconds, a great big line bar on that rod. This is all good to go. 5 minutes later, off it toddled. Picked the rod up. This is half a decent one. They all fight really hard. And most deep water fish, you know what they're like. They pull down, don't they? Anyway. Got it in the net. Oh, there's a whacker. 45.
Nice.
Incredible. I've been here 5 minutes. What a touch that move was.
Yeah.
But if it had not been flat calm, I wouldn't have seen anything moving. I would have sat where I was. I wouldn't be sitting here telling the story. Oh, there it is. Look. That's a brute.
Another monster.
It's quite a good self-take as it happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you're the only person that's got worse pictures than me.
So, also, where I'm now looking, I'm looking right down the lake. The nearest people to me, well, the anglers are, right at the far end of the island. They've got to be 250, 300 yards away.
Right.
So I've got over half the lake, just me. Anyway, with that was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I thought I'll give it an hour. I'll suss up where they are. There was a few showing now, and then I'll put the bait out and decide where we're going to go, short or longer, left or right. So come 4 o'clock, I'm now seeing them every few minutes, and they're all roughly in the same area. Right? Not far. 11 wraps the first one. Right, I want to split the difference here. I'll go 13. Unlucky for some, but we'll try being lucky. Out it went. 7 or 8 spots went out there. And now in the dark, it's electric, right? There is fish. It sounds like someone's chucking house bricks in every 2 minutes, all in the area.
It's a buzz in December, that, isn't it?
I'm telling you now, it was from what happened in the morning and the nightmare of trying to thread that. I'll never forget that. Yeah. Trying to put that. You know, it's like, let's just go back on it. You get it all the way through, don't you? You're not quite sure. Then you get a kink in the mono, don't you?
Yeah. An inch from the end.
And when you put your thumb on it, you pull it out, you were an inch from the end.
I end up cutting it down and cutting it down and end up with a bit stupid about that.
Because I've got to keep 500 mil on there, I can't.
No. Anyway. Do you know, it actually helps sucking it through.
It does. You are better off just carrying like some £5 mono or something.
I'll take your word for that.
Brady knows.
Yeah.
You're good at sucking it. Honestly, if you stretch the tube in and then you suck the line through it comes through much easier.
Yeah.
I swear.
Or if you just carry some like £5 mono or
tubing
something.
to be threaded then.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the story. Get to the good bit, right?
Yeah.
Tom's rocked up.
Right out here now, right? It's like our spits going in the lake every 2 minutes. Bosh. I've got a photo, actually, didn't give you it, but of two at once with the ripper, not the fish head sticking aren't that good, but two lots of rippers at once, they're all banging the zone. And I'm getting line bites every couple of minutes. Fuck. What? And anyway, my mate's phoned up, and I've given the text about the 45 the story. I said, this is so on edge here. I said, this big one's not going to be far away. It's got to be not. It can't be, surely. And you do get that. And it's easy to say it now. But at the time you're sitting there thinking, this could be my chance now.
Yeah.
And it's getting you going. You can hardly sit there still, you know.
We've had that feeling, haven't we?
Yeah.
He normally texts me before he's going to get the bite.
And then bosh.
Bet you,
At
Reed.
the time, right, I'm talking to him, and now I'm seeing down the far end now, I see a load of flashes going off. About 14 flashes. I said, you know what, I think they've got the big one down there, so the flashes ain't stopped.
Really?
Well, whatever. Oh, good luck. So I'm not going to go down and find out. It's too far. All right, catch you later. About 10, 15 minutes after that, I was getting that much line bites, actually. It went as quick as this, right? The left-hand rod, when it goes up and then the indicator drops back to the centre and it goes again. It did that. I'll do the bleeps, right? Because this is how quick it was.
Yeah.
This is in real time. It went, the left-hand went, as I stood up for that, the other one went, and that one didn't stop. It just tightened up. I fished my clutches really tight, so they have a job taking line. So I give it just a quarter of a turn, wound down. Right, here we go. And this, dare I say, it feels bigger than the last one, but it couldn't be.
Yeah.
Anyways, really nice having no worries about neither lines, neither anglers, not going to go through anything. You know, it's like when you've got a big one on, it's like taking a Labrador for a walk, and if he wants to pull, he's going to pull. And that's exactly what happened. So it wasn't a particularly long fight, 15 minutes, let's say. But I will never forget the moment about 20 yards out, it's laying on the surface. Fuck's sake, that's it then. There's no mistake in that one. Right, but I'm not one to get in a panic when this happens. I just think my name was on that.
Yeah.
So let's deal with it. So it did that 3 times and then powered off again. Never worry. In it came, slid it over the net. When it went in, it's like, say, look at the size of that thing. It's like, it's all very well talking about them, like we said, but when you see them, they're laying there. There's no bigger buzz in carp fishing, is there?
No, there isn't,
we like
mate.
catching them all.
Yeah.
But when you set that plan and walk through it for 3 or 4 months, and there it is laying there.
In the net,
Happy birthday.
John, put the video.
So,
Let's have a look. We got a video. Have we got some images as well? Yeah, let's have a look at the video.
7 o'clock.
Breathe.
December 22nd.
it's a bit chilly. It's in the old Bowlock net, 194 as well. That one's
In the
30
net.
years old.
Oh my lord.
Is moon scale. Have a look at the size of that. Gee, wawa. Woo-wee.
What a buzz, eh?
Merry Christmas. Wow.
No buzz like that, Mark, is there?
Well, so it doesn't give any sort of indication with that size of it in there.
You can
But
see it, can't you?
Yeah.
anyway, the joke was then, while it was in there, right, I'm quite good in this situation. It's a big responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So we'll calm down. It's done now. I called my mate back up. I said, you know them photos we saw down there earlier? I said, it weren't the big one. So how do you know to go and have a chat to us? No, so I'm looking at it in my net. Bang, done.
Brilliant.
And then I had to get onto the fishery manager league, give him a share. She is, look,
That is
That's a
monstrous.
monster, isn't it?
Yeah. What was the final weight?
68 on the button.
68 pounds.
68 off.
That is a record breaker in potential, isn't it?
Possibly, but you know what? I was quite happy it wasn't, so I don't have to get involved in the old. Well, you set your scales off for checking out, and have a chat about what is the record, what isn't. So I'm glad I'm not part of that. It was just a moment, you know. So I called Lee up and said, "Look, I don't know who's down the other end of the lake, but one thing's for sure, I ain't leaving
There
it.
you
Walking
go.
down to find out."
Yeah.
There's a better
look at
picture
that.
in it.
It's
So
mint
we,
as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who'd you support?
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
The way we're playing at the moment, I'm the best player they got. I can put 1 or 2 in the back of the net.
That is a cracking fish, mate. Well done.
Yeah,
nice
amazing.
Especially at that time of year. It goes to show it's worth going no matter what, doesn't it?
Yeah, I look back on it, and all the really memorable big fish catches I've had pretty much have all been in the winter months, December, January, February.
Yeah.
You know, so you've just got to go.
Mate, I think it's such a good point, that, because I think half the you talk to people, the general angler, and they'll say, I never catch anything in the winter. But if you actually ever seriously ask them how often they've gone, they've probably gone twice.
And it is often all or nothing. Like,
but you've got to be confident. That's the thing. You've got to be confident what you're doing. To then it makes it easier to go. If you've had a few blanks and it's getting even colder, and it's easier. Look, we've all done it.
Yeah,
I'll do it again. But when you get dialed into the lake, when you keep going regularly, you get dialed in, and all of a sudden,
you know where they are.
You're in charge.
Yeah.
At least you think you are.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to say afterwards, and plenty of times I've failed, and will do.
Yeah.
But you just the main thing is the belief in what you're doing. And someone said to me, how comes you're lucky enough to catch big ones? So there were 2 reasons. I said, when I come to think of it, one is I try and think, where are the big ones going to be, or the big one, and the second is determination. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Don't make a big deal of it. There's plenty of times when the weather's that ratty outside, it's easier to sit indoors.
Yeah.
If you want to catch what you want to catch at the time of year you want to catch it, in the mint condition and not many people about whatnot, that's when you go. But,
Great advice.
Yeah, I'd like to
Good
think,
mindset.
and thanks to all the boys that came round and rallied round and helped me with that. It was a perfect evening. Weird thing was, while we were sitting there sort of getting ourselves together, sorting out the lights and whatnot, non-stop these fish were bashing out there. It was, I don't know how many, I wouldn't be underestimate if I said I had 60 fish that evening.
Really?
All in the zone. But a few hours after, when we got it all back and it all calmed down, the boys had gone back to their so I thought, well, I might as well chuck the rod back out again. Put it out there, and again, half a dozen more spoms. The little tiny northeaster had blown up then. I never saw another fish, and I never had another bleep, and so I packed up.
Really?
I can be bothered next day.
It's all done.
Nice.
Done. Perfect story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's lovely, that.
Great
So,
story. Well, Mark,
yeah.
we're going to wrap this up in a minute. I say this quite often, but we could talk to you for ages. You've got so many stories. So we'll definitely have you back. But just quickly, what's next after that then? Now you've wrapped up that target. What's the spring got in tow for you?
There's 1 or 2 little options going to open up, I think. But I'll generally probably go back to the Syndicate Lake to say hello to the boys again. I've missed it.
Yeah.
And just sit and have a bit of easier going fishing, but it's nice to go back.
I was going to ask you, Martin, you're setting up another little company, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to doing what I started off in this business as, doing the bobbins and bits and pieces and the bait side of things. Exactly how Solar started,
Yeah.
Just doing like the precision engineering side of things like that. And let's face it, you've got all the comfort gear wrapped around us now, but the biggest adrenaline rush you get is when that little coloured thing goes like that.
Yeah.
That's a bit I like, It'll all be made in England, and
so when can we see that out?
hopefully in the next 6 or 8 weeks.
Right, cool.
Nice. Can anyone find any of that anywhere at the moment, or is it not all up and going there?
All I've had is prototypes at the moment, so
Okay.
the big one's caught on the Lucky Orange.
Yeah.
But as we speak, it's being manufactured and put
Right.
together, and I'm excited about it.
And what will people have to look for? Is it Lucky's?
Yeah, I think, look, before I've always hidden behind solar tackle or there's a picture of the fish, and I'll keep, let you make your mind up about how that goes. But this time around, at this day and age, you've got to sort of promote yourself. So Lucky tackle seemed like the obvious one to me.
That's cool. Well, we look forward to seeing
we're
that,
at.
Martin.
Yeah, we do. Hopefully
Nice.
we'll have you on in the
Lovely.
future, and you can tell us all
Appreciate
about
you
that.
boys invite me over to have a chit chat and tell you a few stories.
It's been
You're
lovely,
very
actually. I've
welcome.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've loved it. Thanks everybody for listening.
Nice
Don't
one.
forget to like and subscribe so you know when the next one's live. Keep your Spooners 50s coming in as well. They've dried up a bit, and Mart has just given some great advice there. Get out and go fishing because you can catch them. Maybe even a 68-pounder.
Well, we should give him a.
I think we
cup,
probably
shouldn't
will give you a
Think?
cup, Mark.
Yeah,
for that. You
I think
deserve
on
one,
the
I reckon. Yeah, exactly. See you later on, everyone.
Cheers,
Lovely.
boys. Nice,
Thank you.
Martin.
Well done, Mark. That was
Yeah,
brilliant.
cheers.
That's blind,
Really
that.
good.